Hello YouTube, hello MGTOW. Hello Red Pill, this is Red Pill in the Wind. Now the reason I'm making this video is just because you're not on this list does not mean that there's something there's not to be learned. Because when I came into the manosphere, I had to learn a lot, you know. I had to learn a whole lot. There was a lot that I had to learn. You know, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go through the list of people that I've learned from, and tell you and show you what I've learned. You know. Now, let's see. I'm doing multitasking here. Now, whether you like him or hate him, Angry MGTOW has taught me one thing. He's taught me some things. He's taught me that through his actions of loyalty, or through his actions, that loyalty during the harshest of times is more valuable than anything on the planet, than gold and silver. He also taught me how a woman can come in and just basically change your whole, literally factory reset your whole mind. Your whole way of thinking. And not always to your benefit. See, here's the story with that was, he was going through he went through dental surgery. Everything was getting infected. They gave him the wrong antibiotics. He was miserable. He was sick. And he was just plain old horrible. He couldn't even sue for malpractice. He started getting better. He was pretty much at his lowest. He was at his lowest, and well, some chick walked in his life and changed his factory, reset his brain. And didn't basically leave him anything left. And that's why a lot of this with the Angry MGTOW in the early days. Now we're gonna go down the list, a little bit further down the list. Barbar, which is basically Barbarossa. Barbar, which is basically Barbarossa, or Barbarossa Rants. I learned that a lot about critical thinking from Barbar and Barbarossa through their videos. I analyzed their speech pattern. I analyzed the topics to see, and I literally had to teach myself how to break down things further. You know, how to break down each subject. Better Bachelor, him as well. I learned that you have to break things down further than what the article is. You have to basically interpret the words. You have to basically have an understanding of the English language. Now, BGS Ipmore. BGS have a different way of seeing things in the black community. He said he believes that there's hope. I believe it's done. I believe it's completely and utterly done. But that's the difference of opinion. Now I don't know much about Big J Triple X, other than his beef between him and MAGA Man, which at one point it was settled. I don't know much about black. I don't know anything about Black MGTOW. I typically will stay away from the black sector of the red pill. Why? Well, it's what it is. Black pill Gnostic. It was also red pill Gnostic. But I learned that it's not just women. It's not just men. It's the societal norms, lack of traditions that have put us into this situation. Black Wolf MGTOW. Person who I regularly speak to and regularly learn a lot of things from. Black Wolf MGTOW. I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's like, I talk with him, I understand, I see what he's gone through, what he's been through. He understands the value of owning property and owning the original copies. Believe it or not, Black Wolf's actually, I'm gonna let him speak. He understands, literally, he understands about owning the original copy. The original copy to whatever deed, to whatever parts of the vehicles you're looking for, owning parts to vehicles that are old that are old. He understands the old world value will outlast any new world value. You know? A lot of people I didn't get the chance. Now, Celestina Monkey is actually the wife of Turd Slinging Monkey, TFM. And it's actually a computer-generated voice. A darn good one, too. TFM basically does the reviews of a lot of things, but back then he used to do a lot of MGTOW content. Now he offers alternatives to if you can't afford a dog, which is brilliant. I don't know much about Chasing the Wall or any of these people, but Chronicles of AJ. I learned a lot, you know, like Chronicles of AJ. He would basically say the things that a lot of people like me, you basically, I came in on that. There's so much that I've learned that I can't really place it, you know. I'm just basically the people that I've actually watched and actually consumed the content in the early days of when. Now, Daniel's work. For me, like, there's a lot of people now. I'm gonna tell you why, and at the end of this, I'm gonna tell you why people in my circle are not on there, even though they probably should, but it's what it is. F3 M-H-8-R. I can't say that word, but I understand the pit. Basically, he takes clips of cartoons and basically shows the red pilling it. You know, Father the Time Mac. I learned a lot. Like, there's a lot of things on this channel are typically dealt with survival. You know? Like, there's a lot of people that I've never watched, you know? That I probably should watch. Now, I'm gonna say this. What I learned from Hammerhand is I learned that that even the society doesn't care about men. Typically, women do not care about women. I won't care about men or women. They just care about their own. Well, many women, a lot of women, actually the majority of women, only care about what benefits them. The vast majority of women. Too many to even try to separate, to even try. I have learned that through his videos and his way of and his lifestyle that men need to start caring about other men. Need to start caring about themselves first, and then need to start caring about other men. You know why? There's a saying that man is not an island alone. Or is men, but either way, we need to stop. Men need to start caring. You know? Men really need to start giving a darn about other men. Because it's not going to get better until we realize that we need to start caring about ourselves and others and other men. Because so long we've been used to basically being alone. Not every man's built to be alone. Now, Happy Humble Hermit. You know, Happy Humble Hermit is one of those people that basically analyze articles or basically have their own predictions of what's to come down the pipe. You know? Like I said, he basically had predictions of what's coming down the pipes for us. You know, J. Raymond MGTOW, I think that's J. MGTOW. I've learned that if you sit here, I learned that from J. MGTOW that you basically gotta care about yourself, you know. Same as I learned from Hammerhand. Now occasionally I see J-Dog in the comment section, but I will definitely get a chance to see some of his videos. John the other. Kendall Rican, the walk and talk. Knowledge is power. I incorporate a lot of these people's persona, and I say it like today. I'm gonna incorporate my inner Kendall Rican, you know, or inner this content creator here. There's only so much that I could do because I don't show my face. Lion of MGTOW. LOM. I learned so much. I learned from him to basically start preparing as much as I possibly can. So far, I've got a fire starter. I got a couple knives. I got fishing tackle, fishing poles, and if I can get a crossbow or a bow and arrow, I will definitely stash that. You also got to learn how to sew. Liberation Y, Archangel. He has a way of putting things that can be funny and informative. You know? They can be funny and informative. May he rest in peace. Again, Lion of MGTOW shows up. Got Lone Wolf. Now I don't know anything about Mad Furry MGTOW. Yeah, we got furries. Get over it. Yeah, we got furries. Get over it. Now I'm assuming that Manosphere Entertainment is in dealing with media, comic books, television, their own televisions, whatever. Men 101, also known as MGTOW 101, Mickey 101, Men Growing the Wind. Now, I don't know why Men Gaining Their Optimal Wisdom isn't up here, but he produces a lot of content. I learned a whole bunch from Mickey 101, just as much as Sandman. MGTOW 101, MGTOW Academy. Now, I'm not going to get into that one. MGTOW Monk, Elder, and Pathfinder. Pre-doll, I learned a lot about philosophy. Pre-doll, I learned a lot about philosophy. Learned a lot about asking yourself philosophical questions. I learned how to ask myself and answer myself in my head. I learned how to ask myself these questions and search for the answer. I learned that everybody knows the answer to certain questions. They just need to discuss it with themselves to come up with hypotheses and theories. You know? MGTOW Meta-Nazi. MGTOW Maniac. See, a lot of things came from him. A lot of things came from him. I learned that you basically got to troll. I learned that trolling I learned how to troll subtly online without raising officials is better than outright saying it. Because what happened to him, he went through a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Yep. Hold on, let's see what we got here. MGTOW Quiet Earth. You know? Quiet Earth. I learned that I needed to calm down. I needed to relax. You know, until I have to go into a tornado. Over time, I had to learn to settle myself down. I had to learn how to chill, relax. It's not always that important. Sometimes you gotta laugh a bit. And there's values in warrior. So there's so many content creators. And then there's me. Well, prior evolution me. MGTOW in the wind. What I learned from me is I was a savage. Complete and utter savage. I'm going to give you a little taste of who I am, of who I was. Because that will always be a part of me. Mike the MGTOW man or monk. I learned through his actions not to bring a chick or any drama into another person's house. Don't bring anybody to another person's house. You're going to cause problems. You're going to cause a whole bunch of problems. Monk's Farmer is where I learned a lot about trucking. I learned a lot about the metaphysical questions. I learned a lot about diet experiments, diet experimentations. I learned that sometimes you got to do the legwork in order to evolve, in order to pass on knowledge, in order to gather knowledge. You got to do legwork. Like, not just legwork like going out and get it. Sometimes you got to make a few phone calls to understand that about the force. You know, Mr. Forma, where I got my logo from, who was the only person that could tell me to take my logo down. The only person that could tell me to take my logo down. The only person, because he made that logo. Mr. Obvious, well, he puts a little satire, he puts a little humorous twist on reading articles. Mr. Hate Fishes. He shows you why you don't want to be a porn star as a man. He shows you why you don't want to be a lot of things. And it shows you that things are coming. It just shows you a lot of things that are coming into fruition that are not for the benefit of men. He basically explains to you how women use the system. The vast majority of women use the system to screw you, to shaft you over as a man. Mr. Elite. Now, I'm not gonna talk bad on Mr. Elite because I did learn something from him. I learned rapid succession in topics. I learned to keep my cool even when a person is edging me on, is trying to aggravate me. Who was trying to antagonize me. Now, Mr. Money AG, I learned ways of cooking. You know, even though he's probably, me and him are probably not on speaking terms, I learned about a lot of cooking. You know, and which prompted me to go out and get a stove. You know. I also learned a lot about MGTOW. No Sweetheart Productions. No Sweetheart. I learned a lot, you know. When I found him, yeah, he had like 86 subscribers. I saw him at 86 subscribers. I remember them days. You know? I remember them days. Ohio Dan, another content creator. Like that I've watched multiple times. You know? Paul MGTOW. Paul Proteus. Very prolific member of the MGTOW community, both black and white. May he rest in peace as well. You know? Possible MGTOW. Prune juice power. Wow, Psyche Soap. AKA Schizo Madcap. We get in the live streams. He's a character to talk to. I enjoy talking with him because not only does he make you think, he also causes you to want to know more about yourself and the human body, and the human mind. Yeah, he's a little different, a little quirky, but you gotta basically understand it, you know. RPM, Red Pill Mary. He's free. I mean, the reason I say Psyche Soap because I talk with him on regular. I talk with him sometimes regularly. But RPM, he's just basically blunt. Basically, the vast majority of women have priced out other women. You know? Raging Golden Eagle. He basically subtly takes jabs at. He takes red pills. He really subtly slips red pills in people's in the article content. You know? He's subtle about it. Which makes me, he's very subtle. You know? Whiskey. Red Pill Elite, whiskey. I think it's Alaskan whiskey. lot of people. RPW Liberation. There's a lot of people. MGTOW Savior. I don't know if you've seen him. I've seen him on there, but I've seen MGTOW Savior on there. MGTOW Savior. And I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna let you know that I didn't forget about MGTOW Savior. If it wasn't for him, there would be no Red Pill in the wind. There would be no MGTOW in the wind. Renegade 1. I learned that I learned directly that a man can only take but so much. Before he either goes off or takes it or unalives himself. Or both. Renegade 1 basically pulled the black pill community together. Now, not completely together. Not completely. Because they still have their differences. Their differences in mindset. Because they all came over and they were unorganized. They were all unorganized. They were all unorganized. Sad Wombat, or Wombi. Sandman, I mentioned him. And then the Savage MGTOW Cock. Which him and Baron Yam pointed out the discrepancies in a content creator. You know? You know, they pointed out a lot of discrepancies. Problems. Months before, Terrence popped. There's other veterans. Even though I've said something about him, I still learn from him. Even though he probably could whoop, his old ass could probably whoop my ass. I'm still gonna say it. I'm still gonna say what the hell it is I'm gonna say. I don't give a dag if I get my ass whooped or not. I don't care. And I'll say it again with a smile. And I'm gonna say it again with a smile. I don't know much about Tommy Stoudemire, but I know he's been causing a lot of a lot of things, a lot of words have been said. XY Ghost, the Raw, and this is the Raw. I don't know what I never seen a lot of these people. Troy the Man, I've seen him a lot. Too Sherm, Sherm, before like I said, he's calmed down a lot. He has calmed down a lot from the early days. True Sherm has calmed down a whole great deal. You know, from where he came from, I'm impressed. Again, I've mentioned Turd Slinging Monkey, Undead Chronic. You know, multiple times. You know, it's crazy. Vention. I learned that sometimes it's best to just chill. Some things are out of your control. Sometimes it's best to let nature take its course. It's best to let nature take its course. Because stressing about everything that is out of your control is pointless. If it's not in your control, don't stress about it. Victor von Frankenstein, a hamster. And then there's Voltaire. Oh, yep. There's Voltaire. And then there's, wow, Whiskey, Stills, and Tumbleweeds. Then there's the Zengattist Eater. Many other YouTube channels. And as I said, I'm going to give you a bit of the old me. You know? Give you a little taste of the old me. Well, let's see. Let's see what we got here. I'm trying, yeah, this'll do. Wait for it to load up a bit. But I would like to give y'all a little bit of the old me. You know? But we can see that that's not going to happen. Yeah, back. You can find a lot of my videos on a lot of my older videos on MGTOW Mirror Project. But it's like what it is. Now I'm going to explain to you as to why these people, why a lot of my circle is not on the MGTOW Mirror Project. I'm going to start with Tico Trent. The reason he's not on there is A, because he doesn't want to be on there. Me, I don't mind. I'm a little bit more free flowing to that type of you know. I'm a little bit more free flowing on that. And the people who are the founders of the Mirror Project are not big fans of Tico, either from how he challenges their way of thinking harshly, or the simple fact of what they've been told. You know? Or the simple fact of what they've been told. The reason that Double I is not on there is because I partly think it's because of association with Tico. The reason Baron Yam isn't on there is because he hasn't been at it as long, you know, as me and a few others. And quite frankly, he doesn't want to be involved with it. And the thing is, like, you know, like, he doesn't want to be involved with the Beard Project. You know? But it's what it is. I mean, me, I'm a little bit more easygoing, you know? I'm a bit more easygoing. The Beard Project is now self-sustaining. It's what it is. Whether you like it or not. Where a lot of my old videos came from, or at videos that were taken down. It's funny how they leave the videos with the strikes up, with the guideline strikes up in the YouTube studio, but they take down the ones that didn't get a guideline strike when they get a certain age. Hey, but it's what it is. It's Red Pill in the Wind signing off.